Hello everybody, NewWorldShogun here. I'm your host and welcome to another episode of Story Time. Episode number 3. Yay! As always, before I get into the story I have for you today, where I talk about an event that has happened during my youth, I go over the details of the video you are watching. This is, as you can see, some Black Ops 2 playing the game mode Hardpoint on the map Express. I'm on duty today with the Remington 870, long barrel, laser sight, secondary is the 5.7, and the rest of the class setup, as you can see, is on the screen thanks to theater mode. At this point in the game, I was kind of chasing a certain camo for the 870, which I will kind of get into in another video when I introduce a new series that I'll be doing, so keep an eye out for that. In this gameplay, however, I am running with my friend BillKeyz. I'm sorry, Bill, I can't hit that high note like you when you say your name, so I hope you will forgive me. If you don't know who BillKeyz is, you should take a few minutes to look him up on YouTube. He has great content as well as a fantastic live stream talk show where I happen to be an occasional guest on the show. As most of my subscribers know, I don't play normal core mode games. I'm more of a hardcore gameplay commentary video director. So this video of core Hardpoint is sort of a special treat for the viewers. Bill asked me to play a few matches with him on this day, and being the supportive guy that I am, I showed up to get down, and I brought my friend with me, the 870, to continue my chase for that camo that I wanted. And of course, to help support a brosif, BillKeyz, to secure a victory. You can see me PTFO like a motherfucking boss. As I always say, PTFO or die trying, right? So you get to see me play an objective game mode instead of my normal hardcore team deathmatch videos. But now back to the subject at hand, and while you're all still here, it's time. So grab your consumables and relax, and the story's about to begin. When I was around 12 years old, I used to hang out with a kid named Mike. He was around the same age as me. We lived only a few houses away from each other, and Mike was one of those kids who was mischievous, and he got into trouble more often than not. I'll kind of give you a quick example of his personality. For example, we would be walking down the street, and he would randomly yell out, "Charlie's coming, get down!" And he would jump behind a bush or behind a trash can or something to take cover. He used to tell me war stories about when he was in Vietnam and shit. Strange, I know, right? Anyway, I luckily never got into trouble with him often because he was always the type of kid to take a fall for a friend if it came to it. And although I was never really had that problem with him, you know, because he was always cool not getting me into trouble and shit, so. Well, one day we had a pretty big snowstorm a few days prior to the actual day of which this story takes place. There was lots of snow, city plows working overtime. They're making huge-ass snowbanks everywhere for kids to do whatever they want with them, you know. They make the forts, they dig tunnels through them. Others would make like these slides to slide down. If you live in a winter town where you get a lot of snow, you know what I'm talking about. Well, on this particular day, there was this one building in our town that had a small shop in it. It was a one-story building. And it had this huge-ass snowbank on the side of it. And it was so high, you could get roof access to this building. Well, Mike had this great idea to get on this one building's rooftop, and we would jump off of it and jump down onto the snowbank, and we would just kind of slide down. It was kind of fun, you know, for kids. And we would do that, rinse, repeat, you know, a couple times. And we'd do that for a while until Mike got bored, and then we would decide that that wasn't fun anymore and we wanted to do something else. Well, this something else turned into throwing snowballs at people or the cars on the streets below. We would stand up on the rooftop, we'd throw our snowballs, we'd hit our targets, and then we'd duck behind the small wall to avoid detection while we laughed our asses off while we heard whoever we hit bitch about getting hit as they looked around and saw nobody that was there that tossed the snowball. It was good fun for a little while until Mike got bored again and wanted to raise the stakes a little. Mike thought it would be funny to hit the next vehicle that came around the corner no matter what that vehicle was going to be. And it was going to be done with a frozen chunk of ice and snow. And of course, me being me, I thought that wasn't a good idea, but before I could stop him, he grabs this big piece of artillery and gets ready to throw it, and wouldn't you know it, the one vehicle that I wish never came around that corner was one of the town's police cruisers, and sure as shit, Mike let that shit fly. The ice ball lands true, and he hits the cop's windshield, and he just shatters it. And it looks like one of those spiderweb shatters on the windshield. And of course, the cop, being startled from the impact, he slams on his brakes, and he ends up sliding and swerving straight into a parked vehicle. I was just like, holy shit, dude, what the... and before I could get the rest of the words out of my mouth as I turned to look at Mike, he's actually nowhere near me. I look back and all I can see is Mike from the shoulders up jumping off the roof and sliding down the snowbank. So of course, I follow behind him and do the same. We both ran as fast as we could to his house. I never knew what happened to the cop or if they ever found out where the snowball came from. Thinking back to this day, I knew karma had something to play into what happened because he was kind of hell-bent on hitting whatever vehicle was coming around that corner, and it just happened to be a cop. What are the odds, right? Well, Mike and I kind of hung out for a few more years until he moved away. I never heard from him again, and I'm not sure what happened to him. The way his life was going, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in juvie or jail or worse, dead. But let's hope none of that happened. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by for episode 3 of Storytime. Be sure to keep an eye out for episode 4 when I tell a story of an event that Mike and I found ourselves in. I'll give you a small hint. It involves a cargo train. Ooh, cargo trains. Me and Mike. Bad things happened. Also, I'm going to upload another video revealing a new series that I am going to be doing in regards to the weapon camos, as I said earlier. It's a similar series to Road to Gold, but that's all I'm going to say for now. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, and also follow me on my clan's website. It's AOAclanforums.com, Arrogance of Aggression. It's a great family-oriented adult clan. Everyone there is like family to each other. We are very supportive of each other's lives on and off the internet. Go check us out. And lastly, check out this new website of 2 directors. It's called YouTubeCommunity Forums. If you make YouTube videos, I highly recommend checking them out. All the links will be posted in the description below. I am NewWorldShogun. I am your host. And until next time, remember this: PTFO or die trying. Peace.